Can you imagine that in just one moment a friendship built over years could break apart? Did Donald Trump just take a decision that might push Modi away from America? Is India now looking for new friends? Russia, China, and those countries it once kept a distance from? Is this 25% tariff just a matter of business? Or is it a sign of something much deeper? Here's a political storm. Today's story isn't just about policies and trade. It's about the emotions of every person who once saw hope in India. His America's bond, and now that very hope has been crushed. There was a time when world leaders said Modi and Trump are a unique pair. In Houston, people chanted Howdy Modi, and in the streets of Delhi, Namaste Trump banners were shining bright. His millions of hearts were filled with the hope that India and America would walk hand in hand toward a better tomorrow. Science, technology, trade, his defense in every field. Their partnership was growing stronger. But today, one cold calculated decision casts a shadow on this relationship. Donald Trump has imposed a 25% tariff on India. It's not just a number, it's a messaging. From now on, we think only of our own benefit. Narendra Modi, the leader many called the silent lion, stayed quiet, but his eyes held anger. See a betrayal from a friend he once called a strategic partner. His Modi didn't speak much, but every step he took after that showed he had already chosen a new path. Now India has shifted its focus toward Russia, where oil is cheaper, toward China, once considered an enemy, but now a business partner. Toward the Middle East, Africa, South America, where new roads are being built. His one decision forced Modi to put friendship aside and put the nation first. And when a leader chooses country over alliance, something truly deep has been broken. Think about it. Can a tariff, a simple financial rule, really have such a huge impact? But when that 25% burden falls on small Indian businesses, when Indian farmers' goods become too expensive in American markets, when software engineers find it even harder to get into the US, then it's not just a tariff, it's a crack. One that runs from the economy to the heart. And when India's leader feels it's time to carve our own way, then it's no longer business, it becomes a political earthquake. Ramesh Forrest to send go the webs, and the engineer from Bangalore was dreaming on a big only visa that dream is now slipping away. So then the middle business was 3%, but the most painful part was also the most was like the people who believe that America was India's true friend now simply say, his looks like we were alone in that friendship. Did Donald Trump think the India he's ignoring today might soon form strong alliances with Russia? That same India may buy defense systems from France and Israel. Instead of the US, is that same India which America once called a pillar of Asia has now turned its back. Politics isn't just a game of votes. It's a relationship built on trust. And when that trust is broken, the distance begins to grow. Today, America has risked losing a trusted friend. So now the big question is, will this friendship ever return? Will Modi and Trump ever smile together again? Or will this just be another story remembered like an old memory in history? Do you think India and America should work together again? Is it time for India to walk its own path with Russia, China, and the rest of the world? Once friendship meant more than shaking hands. It meant connecting hearts. And when the heart breaks, it's not just relationships. Entire paths change. Modi's silent anger, Trump's tough decision, India's new direction. This is a turning point. A point where global politics is shifting right before our eyes. Now the world is watching. Which direction will India take? In America, was it worth losing a loyal friend over temporary gain? This decision will shock you. This story will touch your heart. So I ask you this. When a friendship breaks, does a new path begin? Or are we left with only silence? And when a friendship breaks, it's not just the heart that shatters. The direction of an entire nation changes. Modi with a heavy heart made a decision. We will now look toward those who never turned their backs on us in hard times. The first hand was extended toward Russia, a country that has always stood by India. When the world tried to stop India from becoming a nuclear power, Russia said, "We stand with you." Today, that trust has been reborn. India gets affordable oil. Defense deals are signed, and an old friendship finds a new meaning. Then India turned toward the Middle East. UAE, Saudi Arabia, countries once seen only as oil suppliers, are now trusted partners in trade and technology. Indian brands now shine in Dubai's malls, and India's hard work is bearing fruit on Arab soil once again. Africa too is walking with India. Where Europe once exploited, India has built hospitals, schools, and hope. And today, African leaders say India is not just a partner now. It is our brother, and the most surprising turn. Even with China, a new thread is being woven. Where once there was tension, now there is trade. His soldiers may stand at the borders, but deals are being made in the markets. This is wisdom, where emotions step aside and national interest leads the way. India has shown the world we don't need to beg. If friendship isn't offered, we'll carve our own path. Today, India is rising as a leader within BRICS. It stands strong in the global south. And at the G20, while everyone looked to America, India held its own seat and said, "We will unite the world, but we will bow to no one." And this is not just a story of politics. This is the story of crores of Indians who dream of a nation that walks with its head held high. A country that never bows, never follows blindly, but builds its own road. So when America imposed a 25% tariff, India picked up 100% self-respect. And today the world watches in awe. The India once known only for software is now a rising power in diplomacy, defense, and development. So the question isn't what Trump did. The real question is, will he ever realize that the India he chose to ignore has now become the game changer of the world? And to everyone watching this, a humble request. If you believe that India should continue walking this path of dignity, strength, and self-determination, then share this story, because this isn't just about one country. It's about anyone who has ever been broken but chose to rise again by believing in themselves. So ask yourself, when a friendship breaks, does life end, or is it in that heartbreak that a new India is born? They promised us friendship. They stood in our stadiums, waved at our people, held our flag, and then they turned their back on us. When Trump imposed the 25% tariff on India, it wasn't just a business move. It was a slap on the face of trust. A friendship we thought was growing suddenly felt like a lie. And then what happened next broke every Indian heart even more. The same America, the same Trump who once said, "In India is our strongest ally," is now opening his arms to Pakistan. Pakistan, a country known for breeding terror, a country that sent bullets across our borders, that sheltered the killers of our soldiers and still denies justice. And yet today, his Trump calls them a partner. He praises their role in peace. He talks trade diplomacy and even lifting restrictions. Then what were we, mister?